like everybody to say good afternoon and potentially also goodbye to Chama Alonso.
Hello, everybody. After listening to you, I think that people prefer listening to you than me, because you are hilarious than me. So maybe you can have a seat here and start talking again. Well, thank you, everybody, for standing here in the last talk of the day. I know that it's been a long day, and you are tired, and you are in Vegas, and you want to spend a lot of time doing different things than listening to me, but I'm sure it's just 1 hour, and I hope you enjoy with the talk. The title of the talk is Owning Bad Guys and Mafia with JavaScript Botnets, but before that, I would like to ask you to come to my country. I'm from Spain, a little country in the south of Europe, in the north of Africa, maybe, depending on your point of view. And I'm from Madrid, a very nice city in which you can enjoy. It's the city that never sleeps, but it's smaller than New York, but you can enjoy it a lot. And if not, you can go to different places like Barcelona, in which you can discover nice monuments like this, which is the Sacred Family from Gaudí. Or you can visit our island. This is Ibiza. Do you like it? It's incredible. Well, after Blackhat, I'm going to be there 1 week. So. Or if you are a brave man, you can visit Pamplona and try to run the bulls. There is only one trick: no bulls if you drink alcohol. That's the only rule. If not, if you don't drink, you are not drunk, you can run the bulls with care. It's a funny party. And if not, you can fight in the Tomatina, which is a battlefield with tomatoes. I don't know the story about this party, but it's very popular in Spain, and it's 1 day long fighting with tomatoes. Well, today's topic is let's do a botnet. The idea is that we were thinking about building a botnet. Probably most of you have been thinking about this once in your life. How many of you have been thinking about making a botnet? I see that all of you have the dark passenger inside. Well, the idea was to do a botnet, but we are lazy. You know, we are from Spain. We are lazy, and we haven't money, of course. We haven't 0 days. We aren't the FBI or the NSI, so we don't have money from the government. We either are Google, Apple, or Microsoft, that they got access to all devices, so they don't need to do a botnet. And of course, we are Spaniards, so we needed to do something different to build a botnet. So the idea in the end was, okay, let's do a botnet, but let's then to be infected. The idea is that how can we create a botnet asking people to be infected, and everybody will be saying, okay, I'm going to be infected by this botnet. That was the idea. It's not a bad idea, because in the malware industry, there are a lot of tricks that are using this technique, you know, the rogue antivirus, the rogue anti-malware system, and just social engineering tricks in website. So we wanted to do a botnet using the same trick, and the idea was to search for a man-in-the-middle schema. You know, man-in-the-middle schemas are very famous in security world. If you are able to intercept communication between client and server, you have the total control. So in network, we have a lot of tools, like a lot of techniques like ARP spoofing or rogue DHCP servers. In IPv6, right now we got a lot of new tricks. Even we are working in a new FOCA version. It's the Evil FOCA. It's a framework to perform IPv6 man-in-the-middle attacks, just point-and-click tool. And the problem with this schema is that you need to be in a local network. It's not easy to do this on the internet. So it's a good idea, but it's not enough for us. The second idea is the man in the browser. Probably you know all these tricks, because some years ago from Russia we got a lot of malware that was a BHO component for the web browser. Once you got installed the component in the web browser, you have total access to all information in the web browser, such as password, code, etc. And even the banking Trojans has XML files to configure all the Trojans like this. This is an XML file, very common from some years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago for this Trojan. But the idea is that you need to infect, we need to install something in the browser. The last trick that we were thinking about was manning the tab. The idea is just to inject a JavaScript in a tab of your web browser. If we are able to inject a JavaScript file in a tab, we are going to be able to compromise the tab, all what is happening in the tab of your web browser. And once you got a JavaScript file, you can get access to all content in the web page, and it's a good trick to get access to the whole machine. Even right now, there are very nice framework to perform JavaScript manning the tab attacks using JavaScript, like BIF, the Browser Exploitation Framework project. This is very well known. You got a control panel, and all you need to do is to inject in the browser's cache a JavaScript file that is going to load the payload from the control panel, and you can do whatever you wanted, even cracking hashes or reading keystrokes or stealing cookies, stealing form field or whatever. So we think that it was a very good idea, and we started to think how to create a botnet using JavaScript from the scratch. So how to create a JavaScript botnet from the scratch. The first idea was quite very simple. We are going to create a rogue Tor node, but right now NSA is doing the same, so it's not so new. So, but we tried to do it, and after several days, we discovered that they were doing some tests, asking DNS queries and analyzing the response. So there are security controls in Tor networks. And we were thinking about how to bypass these security controls, and it's possible to do it. But in the end, it was a lot of work, and we are from Spain, so we think we need something easier to do a botnet than a rogue Tor node. So we started to think about anonymous proxies, because in a lot of websites on the internet, if you read any manual talking about anonymite, the first thing that you can read is use a proxy server from the internet. So we decided to create our own proxy server, and it's not a rocket science. It's quite simple to do this. So we started to do it from the scratch. The first thing that we did was just to rent a bulletproof server. Of course, you have to avoid the pirate-based servers, Amazon server. Remember that WikiLeaks was pushed out from the Amazon, Megabloat servers, and if you are looking on the internet, it's better to search for countries with not law at all about security, about internet. So we were searching for servers in the Middle East, in the south of Asia, and so on. One of those countries without law. And we rent one of those servers. Then we configure a squid proxy. It's not a rocket science. And the idea of this squid proxy was quite simple. In the end, we were going to infect all JavaScript files. So when the query passed through our proxy server, in the response, we were doing nothing if the file wasn't a JavaScript file. But if the response file was a JavaScript, then we were going to include some script, just the payload, 2 lines of JavaScript files. That's all that we did with our squid proxy. Then, once we got the payload included in the tab, we were able to connect to our control panel and do different things with some commands. So to configure this, we only need a rewriting program. So we create a Perl program that was rewriting all JavaScript files to add these 2 lines of JavaScript code. And we also configure Apache with no expiration policy. So we added 3,000 days to each JavaScript files that pass through our proxy server. So this is the Perl that we created. It's quite simple. It's full of remote command injection vulnerabilities. And in the end, we were copying the JavaScript file to the operating system, and then just added this file, which is pasarela. It's in Spanish, you know, Spanish is better. And, and then send the file. That's all. There is not more code line, it's only this. And the JavaScript code that was injected in the bot was just this. We were just getting the IP address and connecting to the control panel to load the payload. And we will do only one check just in case that the payload was included before. So that's the only thing that is necessary to do the botnet. Then we wanted not to do anything bad with good people, so we published an advice on the web server in which we published the proxy server saying this: following proxy server is being used for a security research, all JavaScript file will be infected, and all your data will be collected. If you want to be safe, don't use this proxy server. If you do that, don't send sensitive information. After all, you continue, do it on your own responsibility. Nobody read it, but we published. It's not a bad idea because the army was doing more or less the same. This was the security warning for one of the US Army servers, and it's the same. So it wasn't so bad idea. Then, when we published the server, the only thing that we did was publish the IP address in this website. It's a website in which you can add a new IP address, and we added our IP address. No security test was performed. Nobody contacted with us. Nobody did any question. And in the end, after 3 days, internet do the magic, and the IP address was in 1,110 different sites. So everybody was copying this list, and everybody was using the same proxy server list on the internet. That's all. So the rest of the thing that we did with this botnet, just collect information. The first of all, just cookie stealing. We weren't getting into trouble, so we didn't worry about HTTP-only cookies. We didn't worry about secure cookies. We didn't worry about HTTPS connection. Just copying the normal cookies, the unsecured cookies, doing something like this. And we hook all the form fields with this simple code. As you can see, the only thing that we were doing is hook the submit button, the submit event in every form that is in the website, in the web page. So we were able to collect all information and type it in the form, and the rest was enjoy. That's all. Only 1 hour, 2 hours to do the botnet, and in one day we were able to have 4,000 a little more bots. One day. No paper install, not paying anyone to create an exploit or paying some of you for 0 days or whatever. Just publishing an IP address in a proxy server list. And the question was, who the hell is using this kind of services? How many of you have been using once in your life one of these anonymous proxies on the internet? Hands up, please. OK. Well, of course, the kind of people who were using this kind of services were bad people. First of all, people doing Nigerian scams. We got a lot of people, not one people, a lot of people doing very professional work, doing Nigerian scam. Of course, they were using the email system through our proxy server. So as we advised them before, we collect the user and the password, and we get into their email. And it was in the contract also. So this is one of the guys. As you can see, he was using Royal Hotel England at Hotmail in UK. And all the emails that this guy was sending was an scam about British immigration lawyers. And the idea is that they were able to get a visa to work in UK, and they were sending these emails to Indian people. And of course, this is the email that they were sending. As you can see, they were asking for 275 pounds. And some of the people were unsure about this email. This is one of the answers. Okay, I respect your kind information from me about the job, but if you don't send me the information first, I'm not going to pay you any pound. This is one of the answers that we discovered in the mailbox. But on the other hand, we discovered a lot of people sending all the documents needed to do this scam. As you can see, passport, national identity, CVs, my resume, an application form, passport, of course, a good quality picture, and the fingerprinting. So this is the easiest identity theft I could see in my life. Just sending a spam and people send to you all information needed to do whatever you want with this identity. And, well, a lot of Nigerian scam. Another kind of people working in this proxy server were here. Well, the first thing that we thought is, how this pretty girl is using a proxy server on the internet? The second thing is, it's impossible that girl needs a social website to pull boys. It's impossible. She's cute. So we were we were doing a lot of things, but I cannot talk about it. Well, we were analyzing that information, and as you can see, this girl is from Texas, as a female, 30 years old, and she is searching for dating and relationship. But that girl is having not only this profile, it's having another profile with the same, anxious queuing. Right now, he was living in another country. He's 31 years old. She's living in Auckland, New Zealand. But she has more profiles here, living in Virginia, United States of America. And yeah, she's everywhere, but not everywhere. She is different. In different websites, she looks different. As you can see, here is Jo Andreas, 32, and she was living in, I don't know the language, Dutch, German, I'm not sure. German, probably. Well, we were suspicious about that girl, so we collect the user and password from the database and get into the mail system, and she had a lot of emails from a lot of people from around the world, and she was collecting all chats in a folder, and this is one of the folders, one of the chats. Keki Bill is she, and Fiat 176 Punto is he, and the chat is hello sweetie, hello my sweet mouse, I guess mouse. She's supposed to be from the States, remember. How are you doing, sweetie? Doing? Well, I'm fine, and well, you can send me the 1,700 euro, then I can be booking and get to you, honey. I'm going to show you all my piercings. Are you going to send me the pictures? Are you so I can see you all your piercings? Well, very hot conversation. At one point of the talk, at one point of the chat, the guy is a multitasking worker. He's chatting with different people, and one of the people is from the German profile, and as you can see, he says, it's Friday, that's Wednesday. Well, we were analyzing the inbox. This is the inbox from the guy. As you can see, it's in German. It's not a girl. It's a he. And as you can see, it's in German. And we were searching for Western Union, and she had 158 messages with Western Union. But he has also a chat folder with 129 chats. And she got emailings with different person, and the conversation are more or less like this. Hello, sweetie. Why you have not sent me the naked picture? I'm not sure what kind of picture he deserves. Okay, send me a picture. And the girl said, hello, baby, I don't know, but my bank manager asked me that the other city and country is not possible now. What we can do, because of course she is sending, okay, send all the information to my house, but I'm not living in the country I'm saying to you. And the girl got angry. Fuck it, stop playing game on me and gave me, you write my address. Okay, well, you can enjoy a lot reading this kind of chat. If any one of you want the emails, I can put it in Dropbox. So or in Pastebin, whatever. So another kind of scammer is something that scared us. Is a dog scammer. It's a guy who was doing something with dogs, and he was publishing a lot of advertising in different websites, publishing something related to dog. So in the end, we were searching for the information. We were searching for what kind of thing he was doing with the dog, and we discovered the pictures. This is a warning because the picture could hurt your feelings, so take care of the picture. Because the picture that guy was using was this. It's so cute. Well, in the end, there is not your site at all. It's just an scam, but he was selling this your site around the whole internet. Poor your site. poor dog. Well, of course, we were discovering what kind of things were doing people through our proxy server. This is one of the guys from Column. He was searching for porn, and we were scared because he was searching for mother, rape sister, violent rape. So we were about to send the IP address to the police in Column because we were worried about that guy. Of course, a lot of people searching for anonymite. The idea is that probably they were reading the manuals about to be anonymous on the internet, and the first thing is connect to a proxy server. And they were doing the same, using different services. And as you can see, at some times they get in other time they weren't able to be anonymous at all. So different kind of guys, even to be anonymous with the email address. If you want to send an email to them, you can do it. A lot of people. Well, one of the most stranger people using proxy server is that guy. He's doing an scam, but I'm not sure what kind of scam he's doing, because the idea of this business is just making out money of reading blog posts. And he was reading 2 months, and he was able to earn $25. I'm not sure about this business. I think it's a bad business for anyone around the world. Of course, we were able to collect a lot of hackers doing defacement. And the good thing of this is that once you are connected to the proxy server, if you are using a web shell, and that web shell is returning any JavaScript files, we are going to infect also your JavaScript file. In this case, we were with a hacker who was making a defacement to this website, Trend WP. And as you can see, he is listening all files on the website. And in the end, we connect to the website. He was doing a defacement. This is the guy, of course, from Turkey, as usual, a Turkish hacker. And he was infected because he was using a web shell, and that web shell was previously infected with a JavaScript, as you can see, security.javascript. And when this web shell was asking for that JavaScript, we infect that file, and we infect the web cell. So in the end, the hacker was hacked. So, well, we got a lot of web cells right now on the internet. So, and the last point, but for us the most important, is intranets. We got information from servers that weren't published on the internet. This is from Mexico, a server called Colon. And as you can see, that guy was using an application, an ERP application, introducing data, Gustavo Muñoz Domínguez, Felipe Camacho, with a lot of information. And we were thinking about this, of course, the user and the password of the intranet. We were thinking about how was possible to collect that information from the internet, but it was so simple. There are a lot of applications that are using JavaScript components from the internet, and they are reading on the internet that JavaScript special menu or whatever from the internet. Once you ask for that JavaScript, or for instance, Google Analytics JavaScript, you are infected. And even if you disconnect from the proxy server, you are going to be infected until you clean up all the browser cache. So we were thinking about how to improve this, and we are going to do a demo with it. And of course, porn. A lot of porn on the internet. This is in Spanish because Spanish is better, but this is a story about 700 years before in a church, the monks were painting penis. Interesting story. Right now, we got a very good bookmark about forms and, of course, password. If you want some password for some special places, my favorite is this one. My favorite is not any of this. My favorite is, it's not here. My favorite is Chat Turbate. Chat Turbate is my favorite. You can imagine about what it is. Well, in the end, after watching the idea of the intranet, we were thinking how to get profit of it. And in the end, if you got only one time a user connecting through your proxy server to only one web page, you can perform a target attack to any website that you decide. The only thing that you need is to force to download the JavaScript of the website that you want to hack in the future. I mean, if you want to hack someone LinkedIn accounts, for instance, and one guy is connecting to, I don't know, an anonymous website or to any porn website, and the guy is infected, you can force to download a JavaScript file from LinkedIn. So that JavaScript file will be in the cache until the future, when that guy, once he is disconnected from the proxy server, connect to LinkedIn. At that time, the cache file will be loaded into the tab, and you will have again control about that tab. So the only thing that you need to do is to analyze a website, searching for in this example, JavaScript files with LinkedIn. And as you can see, there are a lot of JavaScript files that you can preload to any bot on your network. So in the future, when he is disconnected, he will be infected when connect to LinkedIn. So using this trick, you can perform any attack that you want it. You only need to analyze bank websites, social network, intranets, or analyze the JavaScript files and create a payload with the only thing to do, just download this JavaScript. The rest is crossing that JavaScript through the proxy server. And enjoy. So let's do a demo with this. I got here a control panel. It's not the big control panel. It's another one for this conference. I don't want to be in jail. And we are going to use Firefox. It's in Spanish because Spanish is better, but it's easy to understand. I'm going to configure. First of all, I'm going to delete the cache. As you can see right now, we got 2.1 megabytes of cache, and we are going to clean it. The second thing that we are going to do is just to connect through a proxy server, because I've been reading on the internet that there is very good to connect through proxy servers to be anonymous on the internet. So I configured this proxy server. This is the port number that we choose on the proxy server list. Nobody noticed anything. And connect to the internet right now. I prepare a payload to advise me. If I connect to my personal blog, and I'm infected with the JavaScript, there is a payload that is going to say aunt. So that means that I'm fed. Okay, I connect only to one website. Then I'm going to disconnect because I finished watching porn. I'm going to go back to work. So I go to options, and now disconnect from the proxy, and continue working. So right now, the thing that I prepare is just a payload for instant. I'm going to connect to the botnet. Okay, we got different payloads, and we got preset attacks. And of course, we analyze different websites to decide what JavaScript file is interesting for us. And right now, as you can see, I configure the California Credit Union League. The only thing that we need to do to configure this was connect to the web page I'm interested in this example, this website, and just, well, it's perfect because we got a login form. It's in HTTP. It's a bridging to HTTPS, but in the end, the form is in HTTP. So we can access to that HTTP form just without raising any alert. Then we inspect the element, and we search for the scripts. And as you can see, there is a script called gattack.js, which is from I think it's a Google JavaScript, Google Web Practice or something like that. And if we go to that file here, scripts tag.js, we are not in fed, okay? And the last function is track external links and so on. But in the control panel, we activated this preset attack, and in it, we are forcing to download the JavaScript file, as you can see. And in the infected browser, if we ask for the same file, as you can see, it's on the cache. It is in the cache. It's very quite quick to get access to it. And in the end, we got the payload. So once we connect to the proxy server and we visit only one web page, we are infected for the rest of the time for all the websites that the control panel decides. So right now, we connect to the web page, and we try my email address, tonto del culo, and your password. It's a Spanish word, don't worry. And the password, tontito. OK, then click on login. Of course, we are not going to get access, but in the end, in the control panel, in the graph forms, we got the user and the password that we just introduced on the website. So that's the idea. I got the whole demo in a screenshot because of the internet connection. Very nice. Well, some talk about JavaScript botnets. Well, this was only a proof of concept. We didn't worry about precast object. We didn't anything with the e tag. We didn't anything with the expiration timing if the object was previously cached. We didn't worry because we got enough bots doing just these silly things. In the end, the first time that we published the control panel, we suffered denial of services because of the amount of bots that we got in only one day. Of course, we didn't worry about HTTPS connection. We didn't want to raise any alert in the user. We didn't have any Flame CA. And of course, Moxie was tweeting, and we cannot ask to Moxie. Moxie, are you in the room? So we didn't worry at all about HTTPS because we got enough information in only one day. And the question in the end of this research was, who is doing this? OK, if we were able to collect that amount of data in only one day, doing nothing new, nothing special, just doing 2 small JavaScript files, just 2 small pieces of configuration in Apache, in Squid Proxy, how many governments are doing the same on the internet? How many intelligence organizations are doing the same on the internet? How many of you trust in any of those proxy servers on the internet? How many of you think that only one of those proxy servers is a legal proxy server, a proxy server in which you can trust? How many of you? We thought the same. So in the end, if you need to use a proxy server, take care about your cache. Right now, we got the private mode in which you can clean it up, all your cache after browsing the internet. But I guess that it should be a default configuration, and right now it isn't. And of course, if you are using any man-in-the-middle schema like Tor network, or proxy, or whatever, take care about that schemas because you cannot trust on them at all. And cache is not your friends, and of course, VPN is not a silver bullet, because once you connect to the VPN, it's okay, but if you want to be anonymous after connecting to the VPN, you are going to be infected if you are using a proxy server, and we did it a lot of times. People were using, first of all, a VPN to the company or to whatever, and then connect the VPN to a proxy server and was infected. And that's all.